Hello and welcome to Norwich Talk. I'm Samuel Seaman, bringing you everything you need to know about Sebastian Soto's return to Norwich City. So for those who don't know too much about him, Sebastian Soto is an American international who Norwich City signed in the summer of last year. They signed him having had his contract expire at Hanover in Germany, but the fact that he did come from America meant that he had to secure a work permit before being able to stay in the UK. Given that he hadn't appeared for the national team when Norwich signed him, they had to loan him out to Telstar in the Eerste Divisie, the Dutch second division, in order for him to gain the credentials to get that work permit. He's now done that, so they've decided to bring him back. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean he's going to play too much of a part in the first team. He's actually going to go into the under-23s. This is all per Michael Bailey, and he suggests that Tari Somatoye is now the one who they see a bit higher in the pecking order than Soto, and they're bringing him back to allow Matoye to go out on loan. So Soto will primarily appear for the under-23s. He may provide cover for the first team if there's another sort of injury crisis, and he'll probably appear on the bench a couple of times. We'll yet to see whether he'll be ready to play or to be on the bench. It seems more likely against Barnsley at the weekend in the FA Cup. It seems like it would be a good time to bed him in and get him some first team experience. But he'll only have been in the country for probably 24 hours at that point, and it does maybe seem realistic, especially given Daniel Farke's reluctance to rush players. Although sometimes recalling a player from a loan does incur a fee, it was part of the agreement with Telstar that Norwich could bring him back in the January if they felt the need to. They've obviously realised now that they're going to get this work permit sorted before the end of the window. I think there was originally some worry that they wouldn't be able to get that done, so that was why they didn't immediately bring Soto back at the start of the January transfer window. I'm sure Telstar will be disappointed. He scored 7 goals in 12 games for them. He did get 1 red card, but he's really impressed. He scored some great goals. Just have a look on YouTube. There was one spectacular volley, which I think most have probably seen, of a Norwich City persuasion. Absolutely excellent goal, and he's been really, really good for them, along with Dan Adshead, who's also on loan there but will stay. That's not a work permit issue, that's just to get him some experience. Quite a similar loan to Todd Cantwell when he went to the Eerste Divisie with Fortuna Sittard. So he had a Norwich teammate there, which I think will probably help him in the long run. Hopefully when Adshead comes back, those two can build a friendship, and it will make him feel more comfortable. Although I think in an interview I saw with Connor Southwell that he did, he said that the experience of learning a new language and being in that new environment in the Netherlands was really helpful to him. I think the thing that's exciting so much Norwich fans with regards to Sebastian Soto is the amount of pedigree that he really has. He's played 5 senior games for Hanover, 3 for Hanover's second team, which, given the sort of German system for how players are brought through, that's still senior games in the second team, because their reserves teams are usually under 23s, but they also play in the lower men's leagues. So he's got some experience even before he came to Norwich. This experience at Telstar will obviously have helped him, and his 2 games and 2 goals for the US national team will also have given him that experience. So at 20, especially for a striker, he's got a lot of games under his belt, and he's scoring goals consistently. I've got the numbers here. He scored 17 goals in 24 games for Hanover's under-19. He's got 6 assists there, 12 goals in 17 youth games for the USA, and obviously his 7 in 12 for Telstar. These are really good numbers, and as far as a striker, it's quite basic measurement of what sort of player he is and how good he is, but from the scraps we've sort of got from his relatively short career so far, it does look really promising, and you can see why Norwich fans are getting so excited. The good news as far as his long-term progression is that his contract with Norwich runs until 2023, so he's got another, till the end of the season with the under-23s, and then hopefully a year on loan at least, and then he's got another year to try and break into the first team, and that's all just before the end of his first contract. We never know. Max Aarons was probably planned to go out on loan, but then when they had an injury crisis at right back in 2018, he was thrown into the deep end against Ipswich, and we might see a similar thing with Soto. Obviously we're all hoping that Pukki and Hugo will stay fit, but it could be that Soto gets an opportunity and takes it. I would imagine the plan is more that he gets that under-23s experience, gets used to the club and the way that we play, and to England as a footballing nation. and then they get to loan him to the AFL next season, much like Omotoye is looking like he's going to do from now until the end of the season. And then hopefully he'll be able to challenge come the end of that. So we're looking at probably still 18 months before he's ready to properly challenge for a first team place, but everything that we've seen so far does look really exciting and really promising for Norwich City. Regarding what sort of loan this will allow Tari Somotoye to get, I think we're probably looking at League 1, League 2 still. Obviously he has played a few times for Norwich, but it's worth noting that he hasn't really played enough minutes. I think the only times he's played has been when the game is done, or we need to hold on to a lead, and that doesn't really inspire teams as to whether they want to sign him on loan. So they'll be looking at sort of under 23s footage, what sort of player he was for them, and that's the sort of clubs that are going to pick up players from that sort of division are more League 1 and League 2. So while a Championship loan would be great, I don't think that's likely in the short term. I think if he can prove himself at League 1 or League 2, maybe he can get a Championship loan next season. Well, hopefully he does so well that he can challenge for a first team place. But I think the more that I talk about this, the more I'm thinking about the, again, squad depth, which I keep talking about, and most people have said is Norwich's great strength this season. And going forward, hopefully that's going to be a continued theme, because we've still got Adam Eder to come back. I think he's towards the very end of his recovery now, and obviously Soto now, so that's 5 strikers who in the next year to 18 months are probably going to be ready to challenge for a first team spot, and that's really exciting. With Pookie getting older and probably them looking to find a replacement for him, I've read with an interview with Kieran Scott, I think it was Michael Bailey again on The Athletic. Kieran Scott said that strikers are so expensive, they try and build that from within, and there are some positions where they focus on, especially because they're so expensive to buy in, and strikers is one of those areas. You can see that with Omotoye and Soto, and the fact that they've brought back Soto from his loan just so they can release Omotoye on a loan of his own. So yeah, it's just it shows really good planning ahead from Norwich, and it's just really exciting, and the future continues to get better for Norwich, and this reputation for building youth and building quality from within the academy is getting stronger and stronger. Thank you for watching. As always, for more great Norwich City content, head over to myfootballwriter.com. Look out for Alfie and Ben's preview to see if they think Soto is going to be in the team on Saturday, and I'll see you soon.